Good evening, world, and thanks for coming to check out Haunting Season. Well, you guys wanted it, and I deliver. Here's part 4 of my alien abduction story, I guess we'll call it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can totally see the first clip here, second clip here, third clip here, depending on which parts that you've seen. I would definitely start from the beginning if you don't know what I'm talking about. And now part 4 in the grand finale. A week goes by and I'm still not talking. I'm too afraid. What if whatever's inside me kills my family? I can't live with that. I can't risk it, not even a little bit. Luckily, Janine saw what happened to me, or at least she saw me disappear, so there's no risk of her calling a doctor or a therapist or a priest. I need to get through this on my own. So I spend my nights looking out into the backyard, waiting to see the squiggly lines again. So far, nothing. On this particular day, I happened to stumble across our wedding photo, and as I'm sitting home alone on our couch, naked as I prefer now, I noticed something. Compared to my thumb, in the picture I look awfully pale. Extremely white. Or is it? I get up, tossing the photo on the couch, and I sprint for the bathroom. And looking into the mirror, I realize for the first time that my skin is significantly darker than before. No. I actually say it out loud into the mirror. No. Speaking out loud for the first time since the abduction. There's no way. Ha! No red mist. Ha! Ah! All these days wondering. Wasted. But how could I know? How could I know the red mist wouldn't be there? Waiting to kill. So I begin to talk out loud. Okay, calm down. This is bad. Okay, maybe it's my imagination. I look down at my hands. They're dark. Could I be turning into one of these things? Is that red mist still in my blood? There's only one way to find out. So I head to the kitchen counter and I grab a sharp knife from the chopping block. And as I'm standing there, fully prepared to cut into my arm, to find the red mist and release it, I hear a door close behind me. Snapping back into reality. Was I really about to do this? What's wrong with me? I quickly return the knife to the chopping block just as my wife walks into the kitchen.
Hi, Alan. How are you doing, sweetie?
Much better.
Oh my God, Alan, you can talk!
And we did. For hours. I explained what happened in as much detail as humanly possible. And she listened. Terrified. Not sure whether or not to believe me. Weeks went by. My skin ever so slowly getting darker and darker. I couldn't leave the house. Not like this, so we told my clients that we had discovered that I had a rare case of skin cancer and that I would need to take a leave of absence. It was a good temporary fix. I still hated wearing clothes. I still had a bewilderment about my surroundings, but I was slowly getting more comfortable. I tried to talk to Janine about my appearance, about what I was changing into, but she was in complete denial.
You need help, Alan.
From who? What is a doctor gonna know about anything that's happening with my body right now?
What is going on with you?
Stop! I told you what happened.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, okay? It's all so hard to believe.
You saw it happen. You saw me disappear.
No, I don't know. It was late. I had a long shoot and I was really tired and God, I just don't know anymore.
The scars on my skin. The color of my skin. What more proof do you need from me?
Well, I think you should talk to someone.
To who, Janine? What would I say? I've been abducted by aliens and now I'm changing into one. Can you please help me? Come on!
You don't know that. You don't even know what's happening.
And it would go on like this. She was always wanting me to seek help, and I knew there was nothing anyone could do. The only thing that could save me at this point would be... yes. That's it. I had to go back. There was no other way. I had to get back on that ship. The thought swarmed over my body like a wave of recognition, an epiphany. So one day I was thinking about this, about my abduction, about the possibility of jumping through time and space to a ship or a planet. How can that be possible in the blink of an eye like that? And all that went on in those moments that I was gone, was it more realistic that I transported miles, if not light years away? Or that this place was under my house? Obviously, this was an alien craft, but what if it were buried here? A ship sent to Earth to send back research for all of time. Yeah, that was much more likely. I had to dig. And so at night, when everyone was asleep, I began to excavate the backyard. It took a whole night for me to remove the grass alone, piling it in the corner of the fence. When Janine woke up the next morning, she was not happy, but I tried to explain I was doing what was best for the family. She didn't understand. We argued for a while, which resulted in her taking Alice and going to her parents' house until I decided I wanted to get better. I don't blame her. How could she possibly understand that this was the only way? I dug for a week, working at night, resting and planning during the day. I removed the patio, the swing set. I even chopped down my own tree. I would knock this whole house down if it meant one chance at being with my family again. By the end of the week, I was exhausted. I was out of food, and there was no way I was going to the store. My skin was deep brown at this point, and my eyes seemed to be spreading apart more and more as the week went by. I wasn't sure if that was just me going insane. One evening as the sun was setting, and as I was drinking my last cup of coffee, looking out across the yard through the glass sliding door, sitting at the kitchen table, I saw it. 5 squiggly lines in the dirt, moving around, seemingly inspecting my yard. They moved to right where the patio was, just on the other side of the glass. Now was my chance. I stood up, tossing my coffee aside, and I ran, smashing myself through the glass door, tackling the thing, grabbing it in midair. And before even a shard of glass hit the ground, we were gone. And that's my story. That's why I'm here on your planet. I need your help. Change me back. I just want to be me again. And to go home to my planet. And my house. And to be with my wife and kid. Well, that's part 4 of my story. I hope you enjoyed it. And now I can officially wear my hat again. I'm pumped. Next week, something new and exciting. I hope you guys are ready. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Didn't get enough alien awesomeness? Looking for more? Check out this channel I found. It's cool. It's got all kinds of real UFO footage from all over the world. It's legit. Check it out. And if you like it, subscribe. It's an awesome channel. Good friend of mine. Oh, and also, subscribe to my channel too, here or there. And you can click on me for a story. That's about it.